Hello everyone, and welcome back to Clan Generator, where last time MountainClan had some successes and some rough patches. Their medicine cat and elder brush sprout died, being found dead on the Green Clan border, making Sleekstar and the rest of the clan very suspicious of Green Clan. After all, who else could have killed her? The young warrior Scratch Eagle failed on a patrol that he was leading through his own arrogance, and, well, Sleekstar really appreciated him as a warrior and appreciated how much drive he had to feed the clan. His actions going at that fox like that, when his other patrol members were thinking about it, not really sure if they should do it, and getting himself injured, caused Sleekstar to demote him to an elder. Currently, as you can see, he's injured, so it doesn't mean much different for him now, but when he recovers, he will not be able to patrol and be a warrior like he was. Meanwhile, we have two new additions to the clan from last time, which are Eve and Azalea Paw, who started out as an abandoned kit and now has become an apprentice. Also, if you haven't seen last week's episode on Savannah Clan, which is lore-wise happening at the same time as this episode, go and check that out. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Sleekstar is eavesdropping on Hornet Town. Hornet Town is doing their best to honor their clan and their leader. Quailthorn wishes they had an extra set of paws. Elder Lion refuses to share gossip. Rosefeather wants to spend time alone. Eve is eavesdropping on Otterfade. Rhymed Apple wants to get to know Quailthorn. Otterfade is helping to escort the medicine cat. Azalea Paw is eavesdropping on Rhymed Apple. And Scratch Eagle naps. Oh dear, are they gonna fall for this? Sleekstar is strict. Hornet Town is ambitious. They do live in the mountains where prey is scarce, but I think with Sleekstar warning her, Hornet Town doesn't want to get on his bad side, so I think she won't proceed in this instance. But had the leader not been there, she might have. Darn it, I just realized I have to always proceed, so, yeah. Oh dear, well, oh well. Well, the do not proceed rule, I don't think there's really any sort of punishment for not following it set up in the challenge, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break here. And we will patrol again, this time always proceeding like we are supposed to. And that doesn't technically count as a failed patrol, because it doesn't say that she didn't get any other prey. So, Quailthorn is on a mission to find Lungwort now that Greenleaf is here. As the only reliable cure for yellow cough, they're determined that MountainClan won't run out of it. They take along a warrior escort to help. Proceed. The cats search and search until their paw pads are sore and their muscles exhausted, but they just can't find Lungwort anywhere. Quailthorn returns to camp disappointed but determined to try again. Oh dear. I'm starting to realize that this challenge might just be a little too hard, because this, I would say, is probably a failed patrol. I don't know, maybe it shouldn't apply to medicine cats, or maybe just one failed patrol being, like, I guess having a strict leader is also a bad thing, because, tier 1 punishments normally aren't just automatic elder status, pretty much. But it's, like, and also, if, like, your cats are probably gonna fail 2 patrols in their lifetime, right? So, what do you do after that? I didn't really think it through very well, I guess. I feel like maybe there should just be a running tally for failed patrols, and then if they fail a certain number, they get the punishment, like, I don't know, like, if they fail like 2 patrols in 6 moons or something like that. That's still, pretty strict, but it's also not just automatic like elder status just because the RNG gave you something bad. You know what I mean? I feel like Sleek Star at this point, after feeling really bad about punishing Scratch Eagle and now his own mother failing a patrol, would make things a little bit less hard on his clan, especially since they're just starting out. And he would make it so that it's a rolling point-based system that is reset every 6 months. So basically, if you manage to not get 3 points in 6 months, which 3 points is 3 failed patrols, then you're alright. However, some patrols will get you 2 points, like if somebody dies and it's your fault, or somebody gets injured and it's your fault, etc., etc. That will be 2 points instead of 1. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and skip our first moon of the episode. Quailthorn feels much better, their soreness is gone, and she also no longer has a stomach ache. Otterfade's soreness is also healed, and some of the rosemary went bad. Hornet Talon covered for Sleek Star. Rosefeather mewed congratulations to Rhymed Apple. Rosefeather is surprised to hear Hornet Talon express an ideal they agree with. Quailthorn is frustrated Sleek Star won't take their actions more seriously. I wonder... Is Quailthorn upset that she is on that point total, or is she upset that he punished Scratch Eagle more than he punished her? Quailthorn is upset Rosefeather tried to give them their least favorite prey. Rhymed Apple is wowed by how bravely Quailthorn fought the other day. Quailthorn sees that Eve's piece of prey looks tastier, and they agree to swap. Elder Lion sees Otterfade's piece of prey looks tastier, and they also agree to swap. Scratch Eagle thinks how lucky they are to have someone like Quailthorn as a friend. Aww. Otterfade is wowed how bravely Eve fought the other day. Azalea Paw appreciates Elder Lion telling them they had a feather stuck to their face, and Eve saw Elder Lion the other day. Didn't get a chance to say hello. Eve and Rhymed Apple joke about how bad the other clans smell. Perfect. Sleek Star worries about clan relations. Hornet Talon wonders how Azalea Paw is doing. Quailthorn helps a warrior regain strength. Elder Lion wonders how Eve is doing. Rosefeather thinks they could take on a badger by themselves, even though they're currently injured. Eve is helping to escort the medicine cat to gather herbs. Rhymed Apple is pacing back and forth. Otterfade also plans to visit the medicine cat. Azalea Paw is eavesdropping on Rhymed Apple. Scratch Eagle wonders how Otterfade is doing. With Greenleaf bringing poppies to seed, and with only so much time before the plants die in leaf fall, Quailthorn is keen to go collect as many as possible. They bring their clanmates with them to help. For seed, these plants will be dead in leaf fall. Well, the clan won't stop eating painkillers in the colder seasons, so there's no time to waste. Quailthorn goes out and brings back a decent harvest, with all the members of the patrol bringing back at least a couple dried flower heads full of seeds each. Good. I think Sleek Star would take Azalea Paw out himself, so let's go on patrol. Sleek Star suggests this might be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques. Sleek Star takes charge and coordinates exercises for the duo. They practice taking down prey together, and their confidence in their team hunting growing. The warrior praises how quickly Azalea Paw picks it up, and the apprentice comes back to camp fluffed up with pride. So yes, it's a successful training session for Azalea Paw. Ooh, a jungle clan scent. We are only going to proceed. We don't want to make enemies with too many clans at once. Your patrol follows the scent to a jungle clan cat taking refuge up a tree. The cat yells a warning, and your patrol scatters when they hear the cry. Just in time, too, as a large dog jumps at the patrol. Hornet Talon rallies the patrol to drive the dog away, thankfully avoiding any injuries. The jungle clan cat is grateful for the rescue. So together, Jungle Clan and us work together to drive away the dog. Rosefeather's claw wound has healed so well you can't even tell it happened. Camp was supposed to be safe, but Eve found bees trying to form a hive in the corner of camp. Annoyed by their buzzing, Eve attacks them and got swarmed by bees. And all of the daisy went bad. Hornet Talon called Otterfade the wrong name. Rosefeather bickered about something trivial with Otterfade. Rosefeather, Elder Lion, and Sleek Star had a nice talk while eating. Rosefeather challenged Hornet to spar with them. Azalea Paw is soothing Quailthorn's irrational thoughts. I wonder what Quailthorn is having irrational thoughts about. Quailthorn stutters while speaking to Eve. Rhymed Apple saw Otterfade being rude. Sleek Star has drawn the ire of Otterfade by deliberately taking the last of their favorite nesting materials for himself. Wow. Elder Lion appreciates how Hornet Talon always seems to ask how they're doing. Elder Lion, Hornet Talon, and Azalea Paw took a sunbath and had a nice talk. Elder Lion told Rhymed Apple to stop patting after them like a lost kid. Oh man. Scratch Eagle is hiding behind a bush, ready to pounce on Otterfade. Okay, I guess that's considered a good thing. Scratch Eagle, Hornet Talon, and Rosefeather had a nice talk while eating. And Azalea Paw realized they were too harsh in their judgment of Rhymed Apple. Eve stands tall when Rhymed Apple walks by, and Eve is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Scratch Eagle. The Medicine Cat Herb Gathering Patrol has found a nice spot to sun themselves. Quailthorn makes sure everyone gets a good basking spot as the cats pause for a little break before resuming their herb gathering. Okay, well they did gather some herbs, and they also had a nice time while doing it. Sleek Star suggests this might be a good chance for the cats to practice teamwork, particularly with Azalea Paw. Sleek Star takes charge and coordinates exercises for the training patrol. Soon cats are using each other as springboards, practicing breaking a clanmate's fall, and working on treading exactly in each other's paw steps. Well, I suppose that might be useful at some point. The hunting patrol spots an eagle on the wing over a large bend in the river and watches as it swoops down to dig its talons through the spine of an impressively big fish. But then it doesn't take its catch into the air. Maybe it's too heavy? As the rest of the patrol discusses whether they can steal the catch, Hornet Talon fixates on the bird that caught it. The eagle works its way awkwardly towards shore, and just as it's going to climb out, Hornet Talon pounces. Fighting in the shallows where Hornet Talon has the edge over the bird in swimming, they win both the fish and the predator as prey for MountainClan. Well, Hornet Talon is definitely showing off her skills, and that's definitely needed extra prey as they live in the barren mountains. All of the mullion went bad. Oh. Hornet Talon brings Sleek Star some fresh kill, hoping that they remembered what Sleek Star's favorite was. Ooh, interesting. Rosefeather comes up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Otterfade. Ooh. Okay. Rosefeather wishes they could get their pelt to shine like Sleek Star's. Negative effect. Quailthorn saw Hornet Talon being considerate. Quailthorn's challenged Eve to spar with them. Trying to see what the kitty pet is made of, I suppose. Rhymed Apple has a mock battle with Otterfade. Sleek Star stands tall when Rosefeather walks by. Elder Lion is telling a story to Sleek Star, which apparently he enjoys, and Scratch Eagle helps Sleek Star pick burrs out of their fur. Otterfade thinks Hornet Talon is very helpful. Well, I suppose you would think that after that last patrol. And Azalea Paw saw Quailthorn show off a skill they never knew they had. Eve saw Rosefeather show off a skill they never knew they had either. Sleek Star is worried about clan relations. Hornet Talon is grateful to Elder Lion for their treatment. Quailthorn is feeling stressed taking care of the clan. Elder Lion refuses to give another clan's medicine cat some herbs. Again. Rosefeather wonders how Eve is doing. Eve wants to be chosen as the new deputy. Rhymed Apple is sad they couldn't spend time with Briarfeather. Otterfade regrets not eating the bird on the fresh kill pile earlier. And Otterfade, Azalea Paw wants to make Sleek Star proud. Scratch Eagle is grateful to Quailthorn for their treatment, still injured. Brave Holly thinks about their life, and Brushspout watches over a clan ceremony. Really? Again? Well, that's a good thing, I suppose, but I don't think Sleekstar would appreciate seeing them slack off. I forgot to put Azalea Paw with her mentor, so I suppose Sleekstar will take her out today. We must proceed, and the dog gets a lucky hit on Azalea Paw, though together all the cats are still able to drive it off successfully. Well, I suppose that is a successful patrol, even though Azalea Paw was injured, because they drove off the dog. Unfortunately, she has a torn ear, but that won't hurt her very much, I don't think. Elder Lion is on a mission to find Lungwort, now that Leaf Bear is on the horizon. As the only reliable cure for yellow cough, they're determined that MountainClan won't run out of it. The cats search and search until their paw pads are sore and their muscles exhausted, but they just can't find Lungwort anywhere. Elder Lion returns to camp disappointed, but determined to try again. They both became sore. With her apprentice not finding anything, I think Quailthorn would go back out. Quailthorn sniffs the clean, fresh morning air. Wonder if they can smell juniper berries on the breeze. Oh, Quailthorn seems to have forgotten where to find a juniper tree, much to their own embarrassment. Poor Quailthorn. She is getting quite old. It looks like her relationship with Sleekstar is going pretty well, so hopefully they'll be having some kits at some point here. Elder Lion still has some romantic like for Rhymedapple. However, Rhymedapple hasn't returned that like, at least not yet, although she has a lot of comfort with the Tom. Hopefully nothing will happen there, because as much as I'd like to see Elder Lion have some kits, it won't end well. For him, or probably either of them, at least if the clan finds out. Quailthorn got a running nose, Rhymedapple's broken bone has healed so well you can't even tell it happened, Elder Lion's soreness is gone, Scratch Eagle finally healed from his broken bone. Otterfade feels much better, Azalea Paw's ear feels much better, and the bee sting is now better as well. All of those things are better, so that's good. Hopefully Quailthorn's running nose is just that, a running nose. And some of the raspberry went bad, unfortunately. Hornet Talon and Azalea Paw are sparring. Rosefeather goes to Quailthorn to ask for their wisdom. I wonder about what? Quailthorn finds the way Otterfade acts increasingly uncomfortable. Rhymedapple wants to spend more time with Scratch Eagle. Sleekstar tried to bring Rosefeather's behavior up to them, but it turned into a fight someone else had to break up. Maybe whatever that fight was about is also what she's asking Quailthorn about, or maybe it's just about that fight and her not-so-great relationship with Sleekstar. Sleekstar caught Otterfade in a lie. Was Otterfade trying to cover for their sibling? Elder Lion challenged Quailthorn to spar with them. Scratch Eagle and Hornet Talon heckled another clan at the gathering together. They're just a heckling Savannah clan. Or they could have heckled Swamp Clan too. That's fair, but still. Otterfade wants to spend more time with Eve. Azalea Paw thinks Eve was nice to them today. Eve always thought Otterfade had it all figured out, so they're surprised when Otterfade asks for help. And Eve gives advice to Azalea Paw. Azalea Paw has got her sprite, and look at this. They are almost exactly the same, like I predicted. They definitely have some relation going on. I'm not sure what it is, whether they're siblings, or Eve is Azalea Paw's parent, or what's going on here, but there's some sort of relation. Leave your suggestions about their relation, or your guesses, I suppose, in the comments, if you want. Rhymedapple finds a wounded cat near the Thunder Path. The patrol approaches the injured cat and sees signs of life, so they take them back to camp to be treated by the medicine cat. Droplet Shadow has joined the clan, and our reputation toward outsiders has improved, which may be a bad thing in this challenge, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's good in some ways because more cats will join us, but I think it might also increase affairs between your cats and outsiders. I'm not completely 100% sure. Anyway, Droplet Shadow is an epic name. Let's go check them out. Here is Droplet Shadow. It looks like they have a stripe of dark orange on their pelt and light orange on the rest of their pelt, as well as some white markings on their face. Once they're no longer injured, we'll be able to see their full sprite. He is a male senior adult of 112 moons, with a childish trait, and he's a fantastic teacher. Surprisingly, it looks like he's a retired leader. Of which clan, I wonder? And why was he retired? Does he still have 9 lives? Did he just leave his clan? I don't know. They used to be the leader of another clan before deciding they need a change of scenery after leadership became too much. They returned their 9 lives and let their deputy become leader. Whoa, okay, I didn't know you could do that, but apparently in this universe you can. So, which clan did they come from then? Is it one of our neighboring clans? I have so many questions. Where did this Droplet Shadow guy come from? Meanwhile, Bunga is hearing the yowls of a recent battle in the distance. Interestingly enough, she has a strong connection to StarClan. I'm not sure if kitty pets can join your clan. The ones, obviously they can, but the ones that are listed as kitty pet in here and are listed in the outsiders category, I don't know if they can join naturally or if you'd have to edit the save file yourself to bring them in. If they could join naturally, I won't do it, but if they can't, I might have Bunga join us at some point here. Brave Holly judges Quailthorn. Okay then. Your patrol comes across a large rat, and we catch it. As the Medicine Cat's patrol pads out into MountainClan territory, Elder Lion tells Quailthorn about the dream they had last night. Quailthorn shakes their head sadly. They can't make sense of the vision. Now, sometimes I do roll for this anyway and say that it is a vision, but we just don't know what it means, or the Medicine Cat couldn't, figure it out, whatever. But I'm not sure if I should. Maybe I should just not get a prophecy for this if they can't make sense of it. I don't know. I think I'll just roll and let the dice decide for now. I got a 4, so I'm pretty sure that means it's a former prophecy, but I don't really remember, honestly. Ooh, it's the very first prophecy that was given to Elder Lion on Moon 10 by Brave Holly. 3 will become 6 when the moon runs red. The stars will cascade, and the feather of the hawk shall smother all that threatens the sedge. 1 will become 2. Interesting. Hornet Talon, being ambitious, is going to go out on patrol herself. Hornet Talon comes across a thunder path. Hornet Talon hears a monster thundering towards them, but it screeches to a halt just in time. That was close. Maybe it's best to go back to camp. Oh gosh, Hornet Talon was almost run over, but thankfully she escaped death because the 2 legs in that car did not want to run over a cat. Quailthorn's running nose is gone, and MountainClan welcomes Azalea Scratch as a new warrior, honoring their insight. Droplet Shadow awakes with a dull, throbbing pain in their head. Their head injury doesn't appear to be healing as they hoped. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good. Hornet Talon thinks they can tell Scratch Eagle something important. Rosefeather is jealous that Droplet Shadow got to fight in a border skirmish when they didn't. Droplet Shadow is literally injured and has been here, injured the whole time. I don't know how that happened. Quailthorn challenged Droplet Shadow to spar with them. Rhymed Apple is really surprised Sleek Star's life isn't as easy as they thought it was. Sleek Star thinks the prey Otterfade is biting into looks delicious. Sleek Star thinks Rhymed Apple is being annoying. Elder Lion and Quailthorn have an argument how Shoo should get a pretty feather but destroy it. Scratch Eagle wants to be like Elder Lion. Otterfade stands tall when Rosefeather walks by. Azalea Scratch didn't get the joke Scratch Eagle was telling. Scratch and Scratch. Eve stands tall when Quailthorn walks by. Eve saw Scratch Eagle being considerate. Droplet Shadow ignores Rosefeather, and Droplet Shadow saw Elder Lion the other day. Sleek Star is letting their deputy call the shots recently and is proud of her initiative. Hornet Talon is taking care of business. Quailthorn is eavesdropping on Azalea Paw. Elder Lion is drying some herbs. Rosefeather wonders how Elder Lion is doing. Droplet Shadow is hoping Scratch Eagle will tell them a new story. Interesting. Droplet Shadow is listening to stories about our clan and learning as much about our culture as he can, as after all, he's new and he wants to fit in. Eve has been coming up with complicated riddles for fun. Rhymed Apple wishes others didn't think they're so weird. Otterfade wants to be chosen as the new deputy. Well, hopefully not for a long time, or your mother would have to be dead. Azalea Scratch is unsure of how to start up a conversation, and Scratch Eagle is assisting with camp cleanup. It starts snowing soon after the patrol sets out, trying to bring back something for the fresh kill pile. Despite the snow, the patrol manages to hunt successfully, lurking where the Pika are, trying to stalk their dens before Leaf Bear. As Sleek Star leads them home, there's a sense of security and competence driving them onwards. Good, the patrol was successful. Ooh, Rosefeather is getting older, it looks like. The hunting patrol spots a juvenile eagle on the wing over a large bend in the river. Proceed. Wow, Hornet Talon manages to kill the eagle again. Definitely a good hunter and a good fighter, proving herself as deputy if anyone ever had any doubts. As the Bethany plants start to dramatically give up on leaf fall progresses, Quailthorn takes the opportunity to go harvest from them, bringing along a patrol to help. Hang on, has Quailthorn identified the Bethany correctly? Oh no. This counts as a failed patrol. I realized that also earlier, Quailthorn had another failed patrol. I just realized that to do a running total isn't going to be that easy, because I'd have to keep track of when exactly they got the strikes, which I could do, but I'm deciding to just have it drop off at 10 moons from now on. So at 30 moons, everybody's points will drop off. At 40 moons, everybody's points will drop off. Yeah, the system will end up being kind of unfair to certain cats. I mean, maybe, but I think it'll work alright. We'll just go ahead and see. For now, I'm putting Quailthorn's points at 2, since we had it under the... since it is 20 moons, so it would have reset anyway. I guess Quailthorn's points will be at 1, actually. Alright, that works. Otterfade received a present, forget-me-not flowers from Rhymed Apple, and decided to keep it with them on their pelt. Interesting. Azalea Scratch has gotten a stomachache, and Droplet Shadow feels relieved at the lack of pain in their head. Their headache seems to have finally gone away. Oh dear, Droplet Shadow is healed just in time for a predator event. I'm gonna scroll through relationships real quick. Rosefeather is talking with Otterfade. Rosefeather mews congratulations to Sleek Star. Rhymed Apple thinks Scratch Eagle's helpful. Sleek Star's giving Rhymed Apple a task. Elder Lion tells a story to Eve. Scratch Eagle and Quailthorn joke about the smell of other clans. Not too much here. Okay. As Leaf Bear comes to the mountain, a large group of foxes burst into camp. They look hungry, with desperate eyes and bones jutting out of their bodies. They are struggling from the Leaf Bear just as much as we are. And because of that, they've formed together to make a group and try and attack our clan, trying to eat the cats in order to survive. So yeah, I rolled a predator event that attacks the whole clan, and this has some very interesting mechanics that I put into it, so we'll see how it goes. So basically, a third of the clan has to be fighting the predators and cannot guard another cat. You want to guard those cats that are vulnerable, such as medicine cats, elders, which Scratch Eagle is technically our only elder. It's based on roles, so Scratch Eagle will have I feel like I should make him an exception since he's so young, but I probably shouldn't at the same time because I keep breaking my own rules. So, Scratch Eagle will have the chances of an elder of surviving. Sleek Star is aptly thinking about battle strategies, and once he realizes what is going on, he knows that he has to organize a group of fighting cats to fight these foxes, but also that they must protect the most vulnerable, especially if they're medicine cats, which include his mother. So I think he would leave the organizing to Hornet Talon as he rushes into the medicine den to make sure that these two are protected. But unfortunately, he can only protect one of them himself. On his way to the medicine den, Scratch Eagle runs up to him, asking what he can do. He wants to do something. He needs to try and help. But Sleek Star knows he hasn't practiced anything in a long while. He's abided by Sleek Star's punishment, and he isn't that as good as fighting as he once was, even though he was always a better hunter than a fighter. However, Sleek Star knows that there isn't much else he can do. He probably needs the Tom's help. On their way to the medicine den, they also run into Rosefeather, who offers her services as a protector. After all, she is a warrior with lots of experience, even as she's getting a little slower as she gets older. First, we roll for Sleek Star. He qualifies and is an experienced warrior, which gives him the best chance of survival. Wow. Okay then. I mean, he still is a leader, so he does have multiple lives, but how? He literally had the least chance of dying, and he died. Since he died once and he's a leader, I will keep rolling for him until either all his lives are gone or he survives. So he lost only one life to the foxes, and was able to protect his mother, Whalethorn. Next, we have Rosefeather, who also qualifies as an experienced warrior and is protecting Elderlion. Rosefeather falls in battle to the foxes, and she does not have multiple lives to save her. She is dead. Also, when doing the mechanics, I didn't think about leaders, like, what if they have multiple lives, because it was supposed to be if they're injured or they're dead, the protector, then the one being protected can be got out by the predators. So, does Sleek Star losing one life qualify? I think I might need to do another roll entirely for that. 1 is yes, 2 is no, let's go. No. Okay. Quailthorn's fine. Elderlion, however, is in danger. Because Elderlion is only a novice medicine cat, a 4 is enough to kill the Tom, and Elderlion falls to the foxes. Oh man, we got 3 deaths so far. Actually, only 2 because, Sleek Star doesn't really count. Having seen Rosefeather fall and Sleek Star lose a life, Scratch Eagle isn't thinking his chances are very good. And he is right, unfortunately. How did I decimate this whole clan in just one episode? Okay, I wrote a loophole. I just realized any elder, if the cat was retired before senior age and is still not a senior, you can roll and see if they keep their old stats, which is a 25% chance. I'm not sure. With a 3, I'm not sure if the stats would help him. Let's just see that real quick before we roll for this, because yeah. Let's go up to, he would be a prepared would be just a new warrior. No, it wouldn't. He would still die with a 3. So yeah, the loophole doesn't help him any. He did not get enough experience, having been retired at such a young age, to be considered a senior warrior, which would be competent, which would have saved him. Scratch Eagle dies, making me think that I made a mistake making them an elder instead of just preventing them from having kids. And what? How is Hornet Talon literally injured? Oh, she's grief-stricken. Yeah, that can happen when you kill up half your clan at once. Droplet Shadow is now vulnerable. Droplet Shadow is actually competent, and the pain in his head did start to go away this moon, which means Droplet Shadow survives. Because he got a 7. And he is considered a senior warrior, and a 7 is good. Now we come to the cats that were out fighting the foxes in the open. With no one to protect them, they stand on their own. Hornet Talon gets a 5, so she is the first cat to be injured and not just outright killed in this battle. Eve, who had felt completely at peace before this terrible incident occurred, has to fight. And having gotten a 7, I'm pretty sure she, as a warrior, there's literally no way for her to die with a 7. Rhymed Apple gets the reward for Understatement of the Year. Let's see if she survives. Understatement of the Year, literally. I don't even know. How am I so unlucky with these dice rolls? This should not have been this devastating. The challenge is the challenge. I told you guys this was a hard one. Otterfade was wondering about prophecies. Perhaps they should have listened. Maybe this could have been prevented somehow. Otterfade dies, I'm pretty sure. Oh dear. I don't even... Maybe I should have not done this. Like, I literally got really unlucky to roll an attack of all the clans. Like, a predator attack can just be like one cat or a few cats, and then certain cats are excluded, and this is just bad. This is just awful. Perhaps Azalea Scratch just left camp and will survive. Yep, that's literally what happened. Azalea Scratch just abandoned his clanmates. Yeah, Azalea Scratch would probably get a punishment for that if it wasn't for the fact that she didn't actually do it in-game, and there's very, very few of us left. MountainClan has been greatly reduced. No wonder they never actually attack Savannah Clan. They have literally nothing. They're all dead. I mean, we're back to the very few numbers that we started this with. Except the families that had existed, Hornet Talons and, well, Rose Feathers, are decimated. There is no one left. This is all that's left of MountainClan as they continue into the cold Leaf Bear. Realizing that his cats were not experienced enough to survive that attack, and realizing that cats sometimes gain more experience on their own, Sleek Star irrationally goes completely the other way. Now, cats can only go out on patrol by themselves, or if they're lucky, maybe with another cat. And so, he decides everyone that's left in the clan has to prove their worthiness by this moon going on a patrol just by themselves. Well, Quailthorn at least got some garlic. That might be helpful. Azalea Scratch is going out? Azalea Scratch sunned themselves. Well, it's not necessarily a failure. Eve goes out. Wow. Well, Eve has used the power of StarClan to help her training, apparently. Interesting. Perhaps something fascinating has been revealed to Eve. I'm gonna see which prophecy Eve is thinking about here. She got the one about the red-pelted Tom, but with all of the red-pelted cats in the clan having died, except Droplet Shadow, the only one left. It seems that this injured new cat was spared the fate of many of the other members. Is the prophecy somehow about him? And finally, Sleekstar himself goes on patrol. Wow. Oh, well, Sleekstar manages to get out of that deadly scenario. Good for him, I guess. But he just wishes his clanmates were so lucky with the foxes. As the clan sits vigil, Hornet Talon's voice cracks with grief, talking about the time they had with Scratch Eagle. Cats offer Hornet Talon comfort and care. They refuse all of it. The past moon, Rosefeather, Elderlion, Scratch Eagle, Rhymedapple, and Otterfade have taken their place in StarClan. MountainClan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss where they had been in their lives. So much grief and death has taken its toll on the cats of MountainClan. Azalea Scratch is particularly shaken by it. It looks like even with Hornet Talon in grief, Sleekstar has been a comfort to her, and they grow closer romantically. Quailthorn admires how brave Droplet Shadow is. Sleekstar is stuttering while speaking to Hornet Talon. Sleekstar, Eve, and Quailthorn took a sunbath and had a small talk. Sleekstar apologized to Azalea Scratch. Azalea Scratch is surprised by Quailthorn being thoughtful. Azalea Scratch, Sleekstar, and Quailthorn had a talk. Eve thinks Azalea Scratch is annoying. There's so few relationship events compared to where we were. And with so many of their clanmates having died, and times being very, very desperate, and with so few members left, and times being very, very desperate in the dead of Leaf Fair, I think, despite not many cats in the clan having affection for one another, Sleekstar would push Eve and Droplet Shadow to become mates, in the hopes that they might have some kits if him and Hornet Talon don't. And that is it for this episode, with the clan having shrunk in numbers exponentially, just cut in half. How? I don't even still know. Luck hates me. Hopefully, the clan will be able to recover from this and continue on. If you want to see more of their journey, which hopefully won't end the next episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you all next time.